Every day, dozens of vehicles pull into workshops across Bhutan. They leave with new oil, fresh paint or a new battery, but the waste they leave behind does not just disappear. Used oil stained with lead, cadmium and arsenic seep into the ground or flow into nearby drains. Old lead-acid batteries, cracked brake pads and discarded vehicle parts containing cadmium and mercury pile up in corners or open yards, often sit in open backyards exposed for months before being sold to scrap dealers. Day after day, workers continue to work alongside discarded materials that release toxic chemicals, a danger not only to themselves but to vulnerable children. For 32-year-old 𝗄𝘁𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗱𝗿, who runs a canteen just above one of the workshops in 𝗿𝗵𝗱, protecting her 3-year-old daughter from toxic exposure is a daily struggle. She tries to keep her daughter inside as much as possible to limit the exposure.
I have been running the canteen for 7 months now, and to keep my daughter safe from all the chemicals outside, I keep her inside the canteen. I even have to latch the door so that she does not go outside and be exposed to the chemicals.
She says the workshop owner warned her about the dangers these chemicals pose to her child's health.
She always wants to go outside, but because I work in the canteen, it is not convenient for me to let her, so I do my best to keep her indoors.
As a single mother, 𝗄𝘁𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗱 relies on the canteen for her income, but says she might have to close it if her daughter falls sick from the toxic exposure. The situation is no better for the mechanics who work at the workshops. They say they have gotten used to the chemicals.
We have gotten used to petrol. Initially, when we have to suction out the petrol from the cars while fixing them, we would feel a bit dizzy as if we are drunk and get headaches. But now, we are used to it.
Global reports reveal nearly all children breathe air exceeding safe pollution limits. Experts say the risks go far beyond the workshop gates. Even small amounts of lead can impair brain development and lower IQ.
When children are exposed to these heavy metals like lead, mercury and cadmium, these toxic heavy metals get into the body by different mechanisms like inhalation, that is through breathing, and they can also through ingestion by contaminated food or the environment, and through skin it gets into the child, and it has a lot of effects starting from the nerves to the organ system in the body, so it has multiple effects.
He added that children are particularly vulnerable to toxic exposure because they play close to the ground and often put their hands in their mouths. Their growing bodies also breathe more rapidly and consume more, thereby increasing the exposure to harmful chemicals in contaminated environments. The situation is no better at landfills, where workers are exposed to not only lead but also other toxic chemicals daily. 36-year-old 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗹𝗱𝗿, a machine operator at 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗍, works in a cramped machine head where he operates an excavator to compress waste, exposing him daily to toxic fumes released from the garbage.
The smell is worse when it comes to kitchen waste. In summer, when it's hot, we have to turn on the AC, and that makes it worse. The smell from outside gets pulled into the machine. I think that is why I get headaches and irritated eyes. Once I step out of the machine, it feels completely different.
To cope with the exposure, workers break for 2 to 3 hours during the day to recover from the effects.
Methane gas is released from the west and it's harmful to us when we are outside the machine and have access to fresh air. The impact is less, maybe around 50%. But inside the machine, when there's no proper ventilation, the toxic air, especially methane, affects us much more severely.
According to UNICEF, over 90% of pollution-related deaths occur in low and middle-income countries, affecting the poorest and most marginalized, especially children. 𝗂𝗫𝗍, PBS News.